Okay, hi there. This is the second video on using PCB. I'm continuing where I left off on the previous video. If you haven't seen it, go back there. If you're fine and you just need certain things, you understand PCB, okay, then off we go. Now, I left off over here. There's something actually, I've already set it, I think at some point, not in the previous video, it's just actually set. It's not messed up. Which is a certain display. I'm going to go and select all that. Don't actually have to. Options, go to display and go to, I think it was miscellaneous, and we say display. This is what you want to be, the information you want to show on the screen. Let's say we go and select that just for intersect. Now, as you can see, it's changed a few things. Our viewing is a bit different. There's some things that some things are going to show, some things are going to. It adds a whole lot of different. What are you seeing at the moment? But because we're busy placing components, we only want certain things. Yeah, let me do this. As I said in the previous video, if you hold down Control 1, you go back to the first layer, which shows a lot of information. See, there's our ref desk and all these things. I mean, if you're busy placing a resistor or capacitor like that, it's annoying. You don't want to see that. You just want to see a component. Okay, so zoom out. I'm going to press 5 again, which is the shortcut for the top layer. No, actually I wanted to go back to the board. I was still busy placing, so go back to my board. Notice it's yellow, then I'll know it's safe. I actually only picked that up now, that I was on the wrong layer by saying top, because I realized my eye jumped to the bottom seeing that it was red. I knew that my board is yellow, it's supposed to be placing on the board. Anyway, let's go to options, display, and miscellaneous. Now, I could just do that again for safety's sake. Say hide, leave all those. Those you can leave alone. This is what we want to do. Pin stroke text, don't need that. Pad holes, leave that. Pin designators, we don't need that to show right now. Display pad net names, I think that we can leave off. Silk screen background, draw copper board, leave that on. Use fixed color, don't need to use that unless you really want to. Net color, yes, net color, leave it on. Scroll bars, if you don't want the scroll bars, it's up to you. And data tip, I don't actually know what that does yet, but this is in general all you really need. Okay, leave that as is. So you might notice some things haven't changed, some things have, but anyway, as you can see, we're working with something that looks more or less pleasant to work with. Okay, let's have a look. The next step was to set our net colors. So if you understand your circuit quite well, I'm going to go back to my schematic now. If you understand your circuit quite well, and you click there, you'll see your net is a certain one. This, for instance, I think because that's the positive coming out of your rectifier, you know that this is your positive VCC, that's your negative VCC, and that this is our ground, even though it isn't displayed in the schematic here. If you understand your ish, yeah, good for you. But I'm going to look at that right now. I see that net 0020. That is, if you can't see that, of the properties. See that net there? That is what I'm interested in. Let's have a look at net. Same thing. This net. Okay, keep that in mind. Net 00020. I'm going to cancel that. Go back to PCB. And I'm going to say edit net. Over here, we can set our net colors. The other things, they're not so important. That was net 0002, right? See, it's got all this other funky jazz things. We want to go to set color. Because I knew that that net was ground, I'm going to go and make this ground green. This is generally close to earth, ground, you know. And say, okay. The other color. Let's close that. See, there's all my grounds. All my grounds are connected. Now when I move that around, let's say for instance I move this component, the ground is jumping around. It's going to take the shortest route possible. Okay, now you can change, as I said, you can change the other nets. In this specific schematic, the nets aren't actually labeled or named, as in some of the others where it will actually, if you go here, edit nets, it will actually have, this will be labeled VCC, ground, or whatever the other thing is. Let's try and actually go to, I don't want to confuse you, but let's just say that we do know this net here is VCC. That is net 406. Let's go back to PCB. Net 406. Click on that one. Say set color. VCC, generally, power. Let's go with red. Set that to red. Is there anything else we need to do here? Nothing else we need from this window. And we say close. There's our positive VCC. You can see here, immediately now we know that is our rectifier. As you can have a look at that, you'll pick it out of everything. You'll see that's most likely the rectifier. See there, bridge, rectifier. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. Let's try and actually set the negative VCC then. Negative VCC, what was this net? This net was 407. Have to edit, net, 007, set color. What do you think? I think we should go with, blue's already used there for something else, standard color. Let's make pink. Okay, okay, say okay, close, pink. Now, we are really not looking at this already, it looks a bit more pleasant to work with. Okay, it's round, like that. I think I'm happy with that for now. Okay, so I've given you all the tools necessary now to actually start placing your components on the board. I'll remind you for the last time that your circuit, your schematic file will probably look different if you're from kaput CPT. Let's go ahead and neaten this up. I'm just going to neaten this up in the way that I see fit. You can do it however you want, you don't have to follow my method. Move it around. Oh, actually, the best way to start, as I said before, is if you follow a chronological order. If we go to our schematic, especially when you have bigger schematics, if you just start placing randomly, you can always be rearranging until you have it as neat as possible. So we've placed our inputs and our outputs. This is our inputs there and our outputs. If you really want, if this bothers you, you can unhighlight it again. This doesn't really bother me. Let's just do this actually. Select all, unhighlight. Now we won't have any confusion if I go back to PCB. Yeah, no, it's not blue anymore. Okay, that's better. Let's go back to schematic. Since we place our outputs, let's start with the bigger components. You could either start with the voltage regulators or with the diode. But I suggest starting with these, seeing as the diode is, the rectifier seems to be common to everything else. And these have smaller components around them. These have a lot of connections. There. It's going to cause you a lot of trouble. So start with these. Start with these, then go to the capacitors, and then hopefully maybe the resistors. It's up to you, and then the diodes. So let's go ahead and do that. I know that this is my regulators. Move those there. And next capacitor, I think, which was the closest one? Back to schematic. You're going to see a lot of this back and forth. Okay, so recognize that that's C3, C5, C4, C6. As I said, start with the smallest ones, but I generally I look at what's closest around it actually in the schematic. See that's closest? C3, 5, C3, 4, 5, 6. Back to PCB. And let's press F5 to place by rectors. That was 3, 4, 5, 6. Say OK. Now, this is our voltage regulators. Let's place the first capacitor here. If you really want, I'm still holding the component. If I roll the mouse, if I hold down control, I roll the mouse and zoom in, get a better look at that. Rotate it. Now, still crossing quite a bit. Move it on, rotate it. We start off by having it as close to the regulators as possible because that's what our schematic was set to. So let's try to not have it crossing. That looks the neatest for now. Don't worry about this because we're still going to sort that out. As you can see, there's less crossing here. Like that. Give me just a sec. Okay, yes, and you can see that seems to be like a fairly nice layout for now. Don't be too finicky in the very beginning. Just go ahead and place them as neat as you can from the start. We can neaten it afterwards. So I've placed the first capacitor. Remember, look at the bottom here. It's still telling me that I want to place the next component. Hold on my mouse anyway, and I drag it around. Click, and I drag it around. Let's go ahead and move that there. Rotate. No, that doesn't look nice. Rotate. Up here. That looks okay. See if the ground is going to there. See, this is why colors can be very useful. See, now all our grounds are connected. These are VCCs, negative VCC. Next capacitor, click. move it over here, rotate. Just a point of note, it doesn't matter if the wires are crossing now because this isn't actually your tracks on the PCB. We're placing everything in a sort of close proximity for now, placing it neatly, and then afterwards we can always move our wires wherever we want around the board. I'll show you that. So just make sure you're following. Place the next one. That looks okay. And that's done. Okay, cancel. That seems okay for now. I'll fix it later. And remember, if you want to select multiple, you can hold on control click. Is it? No, shift click. Either have it set up that way. Choose multiple, move them, or you can just highlight them. Seeing as I've chosen touching block, but careful not to touch anything else. And do it like that. Also, I suppose I should demonstrate this quickly. Options, selection mask. Outside block can be useful in block selection, and outside block, let's go ahead and choose that, for certain reasons. Say for instance, you're building a new circuit or you're rearranging the circuit. You only want certain parts of it. You only want let's say just this nice circuit that we've arranged here. You only want to keep this, and you want to delete everything else, or vice versa. Notice that everything else outside of it is selected, and everything that I had the blocks around wasn't selected. You can either delete that if you want to, bang. I'm sorry, don't delete that, just in case you can't get it back. But I know that you can say undo and get it back. Yeah, that is one of the uses for that. But let's go back ahead and change that to touching block. Okay, what is next? Next was resistors and the Schottky diodes. I see, I still have two capacitors here. That was, go back to schematic. C1 and C2. Back to PCB. F5, if you really want to. Although we have a little components left, so we can see, you could easily just pick it if you want to. I'm going to follow this method. C5 and, oh no, sorry, C1 and C2. Zoom in. Rotate. Rotate. See if I can find a better spot or better acoustics. That up there. Very tricky sometimes to decide where you actually want to leave it. For now, this seems okay. I will fix it later. Let's see. Do that. And have this like this. Try that. And it's much better. I can have it closer there, or I can have it here. Say cancel. Now all of our capacitors are placed. Now if you really want to, seeing as we have so little components left, you can just move everything else around manually. Let's see. Now this is where your own ingenuity comes in. You arrange things how you want them. You find a place where the wires cross as little as possible. Generally you're going to find that you want to have a perfect circuit board. Some things are going to cross. So you place things as neatly as you can with as little crossing as possible. Just bear in mind, please remember, don't press F, that'll rotate, flip it to the other side of the board. Change to that layer and you see there it's alone. That little resistor is alone on the other side of the board. I'm going to flip it back, press F, go back to the top layer. No, actually I want to be on my board. See here. Turn around, rotate, come in here, Mr. Rectifier. If you want, I suggest skipping this part. I think I'll actually just fast forward this so that you don't have to see all this monotonous tediousness, and we'll pick up from there.